it's me. Yes, it's me, Lisa from twocreatorwebsite.com. Wearing my hat, rocking my fro, different location. I'm just having a very, very casual day today, so I thought, why not make a casual video? Well, kind of casual. You guys won't believe how many questions I get on the books that are behind me in all of my videos. So I thought I'd try out my webcam on my Mac. I never use the webcam. First of all, I don't like the fact that it's not widescreen, this whole eyesight thing on my Mac. I wish it was widescreen. So that's one thing I don't like, but I thought I'd play around with it just to see how this works with Final Cut Express, because I really like playing with the video editing and stuff like that. So what I'm going to do in this video, real casual, just go over some of the books since you guys keep asking. Some of the books that I have on the shelf behind me upstairs when I'm recording the video in my loft. So the first book that I want to talk about is, maybe this wasn't such a good idea. Can you see it? Okay, well, I'll just read it. Sorry, you guys. It's How to Do Everything with HTML by James H. Pence. Now, this book, if you want to learn the fundamentals of HTML and you really care about the fundamentals and learning that way, then this is the book for you. A lot of you guys are like me. You learned HTML, or you're learning HTML by looking at other people's code, you know, the whole right-click view source trick, and you just see what they did and then copy the code into your site. That's really the way I learned. But the downside to learning that way is, especially with CSS, which I'm going to talk about in a minute, when you get stuck, it's hard to troubleshoot. You know, there are many times when I'm like, okay, this looks great, but how do I change this? And how do I move this to this side? So when you don't know the fundamentals, that's always a drawback. But some people don't care about that. Well, I personally do. So if you care about the fundamentals, this is a good book. I bought this book back in like 2001, like the year before I created To Create a Website. So I started getting a little bit more serious about actually learning code when I created that site, because it's about building a website. So I didn't want to be like a phony and not know what I was talking about. So that's that book. The next book that I would recommend, it's called Teach Yourself CSS in 10 Minutes by Russ, Weakley. Now, this book is another fundamental book. You first learn HTML, then you graduate to CSS to learn how to make your design more pretty and learning how to customize different elements of your design. If you really want to learn the drop-dead fundamentals, like why am I using a period for that selector instead of a pound, if you care about all those things, then you'll want this book. Now, if you don't care about the fundamentals and you just want to learn CSS, like for example, how do I make a horizontal navigation? I just want the code. I don't want to learn any of that. If that's you, then you want the CSS Anthology by Rachel Andrew. This is my favorite CSS book because I was not a fundamentals person for a very long time. But as I said, when you get stuck, you need fundamentals. And so that book is good for fundamentals, the one I just talked about. But this one is great if you're like, hey, I want a horizontal navigation. This book not only will show you the picture of the navigation, but it will also give you the code. So it shows you what it's going to look like, and then it gives you the code on the next page. So for those of you guys who like to learn like that, this book is for you. Now, I'm a huge fan of the For Dummies series of all subjects. I have a For Dummies series on the MacBook. I have one for Dreamweaver. The Dummies series is really what taught me how to use Dreamweaver. For many of you guys know that I use Dreamweaver on To Create a Website, my static site. I'm a huge fan of Dreamweaver. Now, Dreamweaver assumes that you're going to at least try to learn a little bit about CSS. If you don't, then you're not going to like Dreamweaver because it is CSS based. But once you really understand how it works, you're going to love it. And the For Dummies books really, really, really helped me get a grasp on Dreamweaver. Speaking of For Dummies books, another goodie. I just started using my Mac about 2 years ago, or I started using a Mac about 2 years ago. It was funny. Someone on my last video said, why do you have MacBook for Dummies? because I have a Mac. I guess because people don't see the Mac behind me, they see the Windows PC. I guess they assume you can't have more than one computer. I don't know. But yeah, I do actually have a MacBook, and that's what I use to edit my videos on. I use Final Cut Express. So those are all the techie books, and those are the main books that I use. Some of the books are books that I've maybe referenced once or twice. Like I have a Photoshop book. This is an old book, Photoshop 6, Look and Learn. I got this used at some book sale or something, but it helped me learn the fundamentals of Photoshop. But most stuff I learn online. I go to YouTube, you know, I'll just Google whatever I want to learn and learn it online. But I do like having books. Sometimes you just need a hardcore book that you can just thumb through and dog ear. So it is nice having those around, but for the most part, I just go online. And when it comes to my personal books, like the mystery novels and all that kind of stuff, most of that stuff's on my Kindle, so I read it from my iPad or my iPhone or whatever. So I don't have a lot of hardback personal books, but just for fun, I thought I'd just go through a few. Someone asked about this Eat, Drink, and Be Healthy book once. I was on a healthy kick like 8 years ago, and I bought this. Yeah. This book, you might have seen this on my shelf. Hoda. That's what it's called. It's just Hoda. I'm a huge fan of Hoda and Kathy Lee, you guys, from the Today Show. They start my morning. Like, I'll watch, like, because I'm never up that early, but I'll TiVo the Today Show, and I'll, you know, watch the overview of the 7 o'clock hour to get the headlines, but then I'll watch the rest. I get the rest of my news from Hoda and Kathy Lee. Sounds sad. But these women are hilarious. I love the two of them together, like their dynamics, and Hoda is just such a fun, free-spirited, uplifting woman. You know, she's been through a lot. You know, she had breast cancer, and she's just very, very inspirational. So I bought this book when it came out just because I wanted to support her, and I wanted to learn more about her. So I think she's a real cool person. Many of you guys have been commenting on my Joel Osteen, Your Best Life Now book. I'm a huge, huge, huge fan of Joel Osteen. I love Joyce Meyer. I'm a huge fan in general of inspirational type books. I'm one of those people, I believe that life is lived from within, meaning if you're not right on the inside, your outside world is going to be jacked up. I mean, it's really sad that a lot of people blame other people for their problems in their lives. And it's easy to, like, I use this as an example. So many people, you know, they curse me out on my channel and they say that, oh, you're not really helping people. You're just trying to cash in from your affiliate commissions. And clearly, those people, some people are just misunderstood. They don't see my body of work. They don't see the hours I'm up at night helping people with their code via email for free. They don't see me on my forum, websitebabble.com, giving people advice. They don't see that. They just see YouTube, and they just see this girl recommending Site Build It and getting these commissions. They don't see the full picture. But a lot of times, these people are just angry about whatever's going on in their life. And these trolls that you see on YouTube who are, you know, calling people names, N-words, and just saying all kinds of mean things, a lot of times they're upset with what's going on in their life. And I learned a long time ago that your life is a reflection of how you feel on the inside. And so I buy a lot of these kinds of books, not all necessarily by, you know, Joel Osteen, but just in all kinds. I have a spectrum of those types of books on my Kindle because I think we're all works in progress. I really do, and it's just something I've always believed. So that's a quick, well, not really a quick, it's like 10 minutes, but that's an overview of some of the books that are on my shelf, the ones I actually use often. There's a few that I hardly ever touch, but so many of you guys have been asking me this, so I thought I'd do a video and just have a little casual setting and test out my MacBook webcam, which I'm not really feeling, actually, but whatever. I'll be back in my desk next time. So thanks for watching, you guys. Bye.